Hey, Andy here from builderhottub.com. In this video, we're going to take a look at the ControlMySpa Wi-Fi adapter that Balboa manufactures. So let's go ahead and take a look. Wi-Fi enabled hot tubs certainly are nothing new. They have been around for some time now. And I myself, when I built mine a few years back, I actually put Wi-Fi in as well. So I have the Balboa system, I've got a BP601, and I had the older Wi-Fi module connected to it. And this Wi-Fi module was the one which connected directly to your Wi-Fi. It enabled you remote access to your hot tub, but it was somewhat limited. You could turn on your jet, you could turn on your blower, you could turn your lights on and off, set the filter cycles, but that really was it with the BWA app. There was certainly something lacking, and for me, the big thing that was lacking was the ability to actually schedule when you wanted to use your hot tub. So personally, I use mine at the weekend, a bit too busy during the week to have the time to get in. So I want to heat it up on a Thursday evening. I want it then hot all the way through to a Sunday and be able to drop that temperature down then, ready for the working week. So that feature just didn't exist. So when I discovered the new ControlMySpa system from Balboa, I wanted to take a look because that was one of the features that was actually advertised. So in this video, we're going to explore the setup, we'll explore the hardware, and we'll explore what you can actually do with the ControlMySpa app. So not every Balboa system or every hot tub system is available to actually connect by Wi-Fi. With the Balboa systems, which is what we're exploring today, you need to have one of the BP systems. So if you look at your spa pack and it says BP601, BP501, BP something, the chances are that that is going to be a Wi-Fi enabled system. So how do we actually connect this Wi-Fi module? Well, for this particular version, the ControlMySpa version, there is two parts to the Wi-Fi module. The older model was just a single connection. And what we have here is we've got these 4-point jumpers that connect either to, off the top of my head, I believe it's connection or jumper 33 or jumper 45 on the actual box itself. So where you plug in your topside control, next to that you've got a space and you can actually plug in the Wi-Fi module as well. If you're replacing one of the older Wi-Fi modules, as I was, simply unplug the old one and plug in this new system. The location of this, if you have a plastic shell tub, they recommend that you put it up into the tub so that there's a good signal and it's actually away from things like the pump, which could cause interference. For your in-ground built hot tubs, you can put this anywhere that's kind of out of sight, that gives it a good connection to the second piece of hardware that's needed for that setup, and that's the transmitter or the control box. So whilst this looks very much the same as the actual receiver, this is the kind of transmitter or the control box, and there's three parts to it. You've got a USB power adapter here, so you're going to plug that into an outlet, and then you're going to plug the USB into this controller, and the controller is designed to sit next to your router, and you're going to plug in a Ethernet cable, and you're going to plug in the other end to here, one end into your router, and it's then going to be connected to your internet. Now, I tested this with my own hot tub, and Balboa says that the range it's a super long RF or radio frequency connection. So I tried initially from my office to the hot tub, which was around a 25 feet kind of a distance. Connected no problem, first time, nice green light on the bottom here, and it was perfect, it just worked. I thought, well, okay, I'll see just how long I can actually connect this. So I then tried in my router, which is right at the front of my house, and that's about 150 feet away from where the hot tub is. No connection at all, nothing, it wasn't going to work. I moved it to the back of my house, to the kitchen, so we're talking 80-90 feet, and again, no joy. Tried a third position, which was about 60 feet away, and it did connect. So just from trial and error, and again, it's radio frequency, so it really does vary, depending on ambient conditions, what buildings are in the way, that kind of thing. That this module needs to be somewhere within 50 feet of your hot tub to actually connect and be able to control it. So what's the next step? Okay, so I've got my home module, or the transmitter, connected to my router or router with the power cable and the Ethernet cable. I've then got the spa module connected to my hot tub, so it's connected to my BP Balboa unit on that either jumper 33 or jumper 45. So what's next? Well, next I actually need the ControlMySpa app. So I'm going to head over to either Google Play or the Apple App Store, and I'm going to download and install the app. Once I've downloaded and installed the app, the next thing is to actually connect to the spa module or the hot tub module. What I found that I needed to do was I had to kill the power to my hot tub and turn it back on to kind of get it into the setup mode. And on the screen, it asks you to go within kind of 3 feet of your unit and turn on the Bluetooth on your phone, and it will then connect. And that's what my unit actually did. But I did need to turn the power off and back on to kind of put it into that setup. Now, the next thing that it's going to ask you for is a Balboa CMS code. Now, the CMS code is unique to suppliers, to OEMs. So if you've bought a hot tub with this unit in already, you'll actually need to go to that dealer and ask them for their code. If you've bought a retrofit unit, or if I've supplied you the retrofit unit, I will have emailed you that code. But you do need a code from Balboa, and this isn't something that you can call Balboa up and ask for. It's a bit confusing in the documentation, but this is, it's their way of segregating OEM partners from dealers and suppliers and end users, and kind of linking them together so that you can track who's sold what. So you do have to be an approved dealer of Balboa, which I am because I have a code. And if you do want this module, drop me a message in the comments or drop me an email. I'll be more than happy to supply it to you. So once you've entered that code, you're then going to follow the next steps on the app. Okay, so you're going to follow the instructions on the app. It's going to ask you for some details. Things like your address, contact details, and email address. You're going to choose yourself a password, and it will eventually send you an email to confirm that your account is set up, and then you'll be able to log into the app. Okay, so when you log in, you can see the graphical user interface behind me. This shows the temperature of your hot tub. It's the middle of the working week for me, so it's not very hot at the moment. So for me, the big pull of this version was the ability to schedule the temperature of the hot tub. So I use it on a weekend, far too busy during the week. So being able to turn this up to temperature, so 38, 38 and a half on a Thursday evening, ready to use it on a Friday is ideal. And you can actually do that with this app and with this version of the hardware. You go into the schedules, you actually set a schedule to change the temperature up, and then you set a second schedule to bring it back down when you're ready. So for me, I've got a Thursday evening and I've got a Sunday schedule that you can see behind me here. It's a little bit odd that you have to do it in 2 different steps and you can't do it all in one, but hey, it works, and the scheduling is in there, which is absolutely great. So the huge marketing plug with this particular Wi-Fi model and app is voice control. So through Amazon's Alexa and through Google Home. Obviously I wanted to test this. I don't have Google Home, so I was going to test this with Alexa. Now, what you would think is you would go in and you would add, it's a piece of hardware, so you would add a device. Nope, that's not the case. You're actually adding an Alexa skill. So that's the first thing that you need to be aware of. It's not a piece of hardware, it's an Alexa skill. So in the Alexa app, you go to the skill section, you go on to discover and you search for Control My Spa. You then add the skill. It will ask you to log into your account to verify it. You can do that with the username and the password, or the email and password that you've just set up, and it will then add the skill to Alexa. So next step, you head over to your Alexa enabled device and you say, Alexa, control my spa. Now for me, I couldn't get it to work, and if I do get it to work at some point, I will add some comments to the video, but as of today, not working, not great at all. Okay, so it was easy enough to add the skill, but Alexa can't connect to my spa. Now the huge downside of this voice control system is you can't control your jets. Now I've looked at the documentation, obviously I've not been able to test it. You can only turn your light on and off or query the temperature status. The whole point of voice control for us hot tub users is to be able to turn the jets on without having to go over and press the button. Balboa, you are missing a trick doing this, because without being able to control our jets by voice control, it's pretty much pointless. There's no need to have this system at all. Not only could I not get it to work, I wouldn't use it because I don't use lights that are connected to my system. My lights, if you've seen previous videos, are actually separate from my control pack. So for me, the whole idea of being able to control my jets doesn't work because Balboa have made the decision to not do that. Now, hopefully Balboa are going to post an update to this, this skill that will enable us to be able to control our jets, because let's face it, if we can't control the jets, what's the point? Just a summary, in terms of the hardware setup I found much easier than the previous Wi-Fi module. I think the new scheduling system, certainly for me and my user habits, is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, and it seems to be a lot more stable in the way that it connects and interfaces now with the app. So it is well worth getting. The voice control, I've not been able to get it to work, but I don't think the feature set is worth having. Hope you found this video useful. I'll see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next video.